All right, welcome to our latest Swampcast. Pat Dooley and I started to say Robbie Andrew, but you're not Robbie Andrew. You're Kevin Brockway.
I'm better looking than Robbie Andrew, right?
I'm not going there. We are here in Omaha. We'll be leaving Omaha tomorrow, but we won't be coming home, which makes my 10-year-old Kelsey very upset. But we're heading to Phoenix. No point going home. We're going to head right out there. So is the Gator basketball team. They won't be coming back to Gainesville, but they're moving on in the tournament to the Sweet 16 for the second straight year. Florida beating Norfolk State. The 25-0 run was that was the game. The game was over after that.
Overwhelming, and they got off to a hot start from three-point range. 5 of their first 7 really buried them. You're seeing Eric Murphy on inbounds plays getting wide open threes. You're thinking, what are you thinking? But I think Norfolk State kind of had that mindset of happy to kind of get that first win, and now we know why it's 0-5, 15 seeds.
Doesn't happen, yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen. It's just you have that one game over your head, and they were 2 of 12 to start the game from three-point range. Weren't hitting the same shots that they were hitting, certainly in the Missouri game.
Yeah, and Kyle O'Quinn was no factor. Florida had a good game plan. They double teamed him every time he got the ball, and as a result, he had to find somebody kick it out to him. And the body language, I think everything for them, they just were worn out.
Yeah.
All the publicity, all the text messaging, all the phone calls, all the interviews that they did. I think it just caught up to them in a lot of ways.
Yeah, the second foul on O'Quinn too. Midway through the first half was really a killer for them, I thought. And but give Florida credit, they took advantage of it. Mike Rosario had a nice game off the bench. He had 12 points.
Yep.
Did some good things. Kenny Boynton, not just with his scoring 20 points, but also 8 rebounds. They out-rebounded him 27-13 in the first half, and you knew that with a bigger team, rebounding was going to be a key to the whole game. That's what Brad Beal said before the game. And they were able to do those things, rebound and defend, and obviously pour it on with that big run.
Yeah, I was talking to Kenny in the locker room on Saturday. I'm trying to remember what day it is, and he said that, man, they were lighting it up in practice. So I really believe that on Friday they had the brand new rims, a lot of spin outs, and once those rims loosened up, they were able to make them. And give credit to Florida. You look at the way they've played down the stretch here. Certainly played well against Kentucky, played well against Vanderbilt before that, played well against Kentucky, played well against Alabama in the win, played well again against Kentucky, pushed them right to the brink, and then they come in here and just destroy 2 teams. So, as Billy said, this team had to reinvent itself.
Yep.
After the loss of Will You Get, and they seem to be doing that. They seem to finally figured it out.
Yeah, he did make that point in the press conference, certainly, and I think it's been, certainly an interesting ride for them to kind of get back to this point. Second straight year, Sweet 16, now going up against a very tough, very physical Marquette team. That certainly isn't going to be easy, certainly in Phoenix, but I think Florida, certainly, if they can rebound and defend at the level that they are right now, there's a chance to move on in this tournament.
Well, and I think most people would have told you most of the season and maybe late in the season especially, Sweet 16, this will be a successful year. So I think it is. Now, again, they're not going to be satisfied, but I think the bottom line is, when they flashed up a graphic today during the Michigan State game, and it showed Billy is the third winningest active coach in the NCAA tournament. I think Gator fans need to remember that. Your coach is 17-2 in the NCAA tournament in the last since 2005.
Yeah, and Norm Roberts, kind of made that point with me in the locker room. There's a guy that's been there, done that, and probably seen every situation that you're going to see. This is a guy that's been coaching in the NCAA tournament since 1999, and he certainly had his share of heartbreak in those years from 2001 to 2005 from Oregon Green not being able to get in the inbounds and losing to Michigan State as a higher seed in 2003. But I think he's probably learned a lot along the way in terms of coaching these kind of games.
And that's what I'll be writing next week. So we're going to Phoenix. I think we got all that worked out. I want to thank Norfolk State for being here. I tell you what, you got a couple of their fans right over here. And the best band and dance squad and cheerleaders we saw all year.
Unbelievable. Yeah, unreal. Just their spirits.
And let me tell you, Kyle O'Quinn, even in a losing effort, was still the best quote of the tournament. Today even he was great. So, it was great having them here. But we'll be taking off for Phoenix. We'll be coming to you from there. Until then, Pat Dooley and Kevin Brockway of the Gainesville Sun saying so long from Omaha, Nebraska.